Different perspectives, same arrival of truth. So, this is a presentation in the human experience and the soul development through the school of the earth in form of purification step or initiation 2. So there's 7 primary initiation stages that we'll be talking about through these collective messages, these presentations. These are here now. So everything that I'm discussing is going to be brought to the attention because it's here as a present focus. And it's a way to teach the pathway of soul development as well as to educate in the different forms of universal law and that of consciousness becoming aware of consciousness or itself. And so today we are discussing different points of perspective, same arrival of truth. So I just want you to sit with that a little bit and just sort of feel into what that might be bringing up for you, what that might be representing and providing for you at this moment of time. My intention is that I will be working with probably not completely daily energy readings, but we will be moving through collective themes through the form of soul presentation and consciousness evolution and helping you to understand your life experience so that you don't have to go through the same level of contrast or pain and suffering. Instead, you can find the pathways through these channels to choose before you go through the human experience, because really that's what it's about. Do you want to experience remembering through contrast, or do you want to experience life through the remembered self? So I'm Geeia Ariati. I am the conscious business consultant for Spirit Prestige, a mystery school teacher, and a conduit for God. And so everything I speak is guided by that of this frequency. So let's talk a little bit about what this means. What does this statement of different perspectives, same arrival of truth mean? Now, initiation number 2 is after your awakening. So when you first go through an awakening, which is for man and woman, it's the crown chakra. You go into the crown chakra, gets activated, it goes through purification and solidification, and it starts to stay open. Now, just because you've activated a chakra, started clearing it and purifying it, doesn't mean that it's going to be consistently open. Sometimes your chakra might be opening and closing. Now, we see this a lot with the heart chakra, so it does happen with the crown as well. You'll be flooded with information, and if you can't hold the information, then your crown chakra will shut. If there's certain perspectives that you're like, I'm not ready for that, it will close. Now, because this is the same for man and woman, the first step to the awakening process, the ascension journey or the journey into self is the crown chakra. We then have different stages. So that's initiation 1, crown chakra. We're talking about something that shows up as a pathway of recognition or solidification or embodiment or recognition. So initiation 2, and this is what presents for the soul, for the human, is different perspective, same arrival of truth. And this is when you have 2 different individual beings that have different perspectives that are being experienced by a situation. So you have an individual that believes this about X, Y, and Z. And then you have the opposing energy. You could call them left and right wing, right? So you've got the 2 different perspectives, but the same arrival of truth. So the middle way is actually the same arrival of truth. Now, to give an example to this, the best way that it's always come for me has always been through relationship dynamic. Now, my perspective is I often see when the relationship is complete or the lesson or the learning based on my oracle, my prophesy, my ability to communicate with God a little bit faster, less separation distance between than those that I've been in relationship, romantic, friendship, otherwise family. And my perspective often has been this is no longer our sacred heart's truth. This is no longer serving us. This relationship is traumatic. This is chaotic. This is whatever it has been. And I've been the one to speak the truth of the relationship. Now, the other energy is often opposing to that. So they want to fix it. They want to change it. They want to transform it. They want to move through some kind of rejecting it or holding on to it. So one perspective is the sitting in truth, one is sitting in what you could call a separation perspective. And the challenge is that they don't see eye to eye because they're coming from different lenses of actually the same coin. So whether you call it connection and separation as the viewpoints, or light and dark, or whether you call it happy and sad, or whatever the lenses are, they're different perspectives. But when you actually look at the situation that is coming, so the actual situation that's being created is in service to the truth for both beings. So this is a journey that comes up in initiation 2, where you get to consciously be recognizing it of, oh, we want the same thing. You don't realize you want this. You don't recognize that this is true for you. You don't recognize that this is supportive for you, because I'm able to see that this is the thing that is being guided, and I am the one that is being the initiator, or the messenger, or the one, and the other is in receiving, right? There's this polarity. So one is receiving the information, delivering the message. The other one is receiving the message and integrating or becoming the energy, the message itself, the receiver. So what happens, and why this is important today and in this current collective energy and this energy reading or this consciousness interpretation, is that the initiation 2 of this is getting to the point where you no longer rationalize. Okay, so this journey of soul development through human schooling is, I see my perspective, I see their perspective. They are completely different lenses and spectrums of polarity. I will not see theirs, but I can understand it and have compassion. They will not see mine, but I can understand that they can't see that and have compassion, and recognize that actually in totality, in truth, we both desire the same thing, but we're coming at it from different journeys, different pathways, different evolution, different lessons, different learning. And so what this means is that when you get to seeing this, if you're the person that's actually the messenger, right? You receive the information and you're messaging, you're giving the message. This is actually not good for us. I need to close this down. I need to leave this position, whatever it is. That when that message is received and you deliver the message, that you don't rationalize it, right? Now, most people, when they're learning initiation 2 in regards to different perspectives, same arrival of truth, what they do is they receive the message and they receive through their channel, they receive through their intuition, they receive through perspective, awareness, through witnessing, through acknowledging, I know this, but they don't deliver the message. And so they get stuck in the receiving and they won't action it. They won't do anything with it. It's like, I'm receiving it, but I'm going to justify, I'm going to rationalize, I'm going to wait for enough information. I'm going to wait for something to come up in my experience that then I can give the message, because the message then makes sense. That's not what initiation 2 is about. So initiation 2 in regards to this theme is, you receive the message, then you deliver the message. You have to receive and deliver before you justify it, before you get enough rationale. Now, it can't become integrated wisdom as your soul's path evolves, as you become embodied, until you receive, deliver. No story. Receive, deliver. I don't know why I'm saying this, or I'm not sure what this is for, but I'm receiving and delivering. Now, that is when your crown chakra has come to a point where you're listening to what is actually there. The hesitation creates a level of holding and instability, and it actually starts to manipulate the field, which then has a reverberation effect, or a reverberation through the energy field, and the individual on the other side that's waiting for the message, because you're their messenger, you're their guardian angel. That's what it is. You're the messenger, because they can't receive the message. They're not at that point of evolvement. They can't hear it because it hurts too much. It's too confusing. It's overwhelming, right? So if you are not delivering that message, you're not being the guardian angel. You're not being God's vessel. You're not being the channel of truth, which means you're directly impacting your ability to receive from God. You're basically saying, I'll receive a message from God, but I'll do nothing about it. Now, that means that you're saying no to the universe. You're saying no to intuitive guidance. You're saying no to being shown the pathway forward. That's exactly what it is. I'll receive, not going to deliver, not going to do that. And so what happens is you start to create situations that become very conflicting and contrasting. So the person that you were meant to deliver the message to as the guardian angel, or the situation you were meant to deliver it to because you're going through that initiation, they start to feel on an unconscious level, because it's not conscious, that there's something that's being hidden, something that's being kept, something that is not being offered. Now, at a lower consciousness level, this can be looked like sneaking around, cheating. This can look like you're not respecting me. This is not conscious response. This is internal soul going, there's got something to tell me and they're not telling me. There's a truth here that is meant to be provided to me and it's not being provided. And so the ego and the energy systems through the body goes through the experience of, I'm waiting for the message, it's not coming, so I'm going to get really upset, angry, and create an illusion of my reality that then gets projected onto the messenger, onto the angel. So when this happens, the angel then feels like, what is going on? Why is this happening? Why am I being demonized? Well, you didn't do what you were being asked to do. So you've put yourself in the position of being demonized because instead of speaking the truth, you've played into an illusion and you haven't listened to your guidance. You haven't allowed, which creates the separation point. So what happens when you're not right in this dynamic, different perspectives, same arrival of truth, is that when that person is then getting demonized, attacked, like, what are you doing? You're X, Y, and Z, and there'll be narcissism being thrown at the angel at this point of initiation, and some form of projections, manipulation, anger, all of those things will come, and the receiver, the one that's meant to be delivering the message, is going to go into a point of what you would call cutoff energy. So what happens is they're like, there's my proof. That's exactly why, right? So they've created the experience as a direct feedback loop of the soul to say, yeah, that's exactly why we're not friends. That's exactly why I'm not taking this job. That's exactly why I can't co-create with you. That's exactly why, because you're responding like this. But the message was never shared. Had the message been shared, that feedback loop would not have been created. So the attack and the narcissistic response wouldn't be there. And the individual that has been looking for justification to share the message then goes, I've got my justification, I can share the message. So the message gets shared through a distorted lens. It doesn't come through its purest form. Whereas if the message was received and shared from the state of the first point of awareness, both individuals, even with the different perspective, can receive it. It might be a little uncomfortable at first for that doesn't have the higher lens of interpretation. But when that message is received in exactly the guidance of the intuitive message, the angels, the gods, whatever it is, in regards to the situation, then that person can feel the discomfort, might not be able to see it because they haven't got the full awareness, but then adjust into it. So there's a softening. And that softening means that connection is maintained. So different perspective, same arrival of truth, becomes a synergistic and harmonious experience in either moving into different pathways, staying connected, right? And this is mastery. For anyone who can actually embody this changes human experience. This changes co-creating. This changes breakups. This changes closings, completions, endings, is if you can choose to stay in connection when you recognize there's an ending, then you are in the fullness of your soul, your spirit, and that which is desired for you with life. So, with this awareness, and this being a collective theme, which means every single one of us is experiencing it, whether you are the receiver, deliverer of the message, or whether you are getting the message delivered to you and you have to sit with its receiving and how you're going to express from that, right? Because when you receive the message, you have a choice of how do I express with this message that I've just been given? How am I going to respond to the message? And this means that we get an opportunity to sit with ourselves and see which one am I? And maybe I'm playing both roles depending on where I am in my life experience. Maybe there's a couple of people that are coming to mind and asking, am I in the full receiving of the message? Or am I in the full delivering of the message? And if the answer is no, why not? Why am I not fully able to receive the message? Why am I not fully able to deliver the message? And start with what the story is as to the prevention of the flow of consciousness that creates connection, even in autonomy, connection through reciprocity, connection through change of trajectory and different life paths. I love you, beautiful beings. If you would like to receive a direct channeling session, these are 1 hour sessions. You come with all of your questions. We drop into direct channel where you get to receive from infinite intelligence, receive energetic upgrades, DNA upgrades, creation, validation of your future path forward, all of the wonderful, magical things of quantum transformation. I also am still facilitating 30-minute DAC transformation sessions. These are a quick quantum leap out of one reality into the next, and 2-hour wealth transformation sessions, as well as many other things to come in exactly the right timing. Please remember to like, subscribe, and place in your comments everything that you got out of this, share, so that we can build some engagement, get some nice evolution of the soul happening through YouTube. I love you. I love you. I love you. Until next time.